All righty. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Lynnae, and I'm going to pin myself. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the invisible wall. See what you can't see. And everybody can see me right now, and you can see the wall of my thing. Okay. I was going to do this just as a face-to-face, but because I have about 600 hours of stuff I'd like to throw into 60 minutes, if I didn't put it on my slideshow, I would lose my tracking. So, because I love to share, I love to teach, I love to share my experience, strength, and hope, and everything, that's where we're at. So, we've got 60 minutes together here. I'm going to cram in as much as I can, and I will stay on at the end to answer any questions, do any little private facilitations if you have any questions on anything. We'll go afterwards. And for everybody who's getting the recording, welcome. We're glad to have you here, and I will follow up with you in the next 24 hours. So see what you can't see. All righty. So take a breath. Let's do this really quick. Could everybody just go ahead and ground and say hello to their bodies? Please pull it in from everywhere, all the parts and pieces and places that you and your body, thoughts, feelings, and emotions might be. And please acknowledge yourself for choosing this and for allowing yourself to receive for the next 60 minutes. And also acknowledging yourself for like you're not even sure why you're here, but you knew your body needed it. So your body came. Okay. So thank you for listening to your body. All righty. So with that, butt in the chair, feet on the ground. And I'd also like you to destroy and uncreate all your projections and expectations of what you think you should be getting from this class today. Okay. Let that go. Because when we have projections and expectations of anything, it will always set us up for judgment, rejection, and separation. So it also sets us up for if I don't get this, which is what you've put into this little fine spot, I may be sharing things beyond what you ever even knew, but because you have an expectation, it can only see this much. Okay. I am an energetic, transformational, intuitive coach. So a lot of the stuff, obviously, is I speak nervous system, I speak energy, I see energy. That's just a whole nother part. But when I talk about things just like that, it's such an awareness of our projections and expectations of ourselves and of our businesses, and even from what's possible for today. So you're not coming into this blind. Some of you might be if you didn't fill out your next level pattern assessment. And if you didn't, don't stress. Okay, stay present with me, stay focused with me, and you can fill it out later. Okay, and maybe we'll do a call, 30 minutes, something or whatever, as part of going through the assessment. All righty. So the assessment I created, I over the last whatever, for capable, high achieving women who you're already growing your business, your income, and your leadership, but you know that you're not fully stepping into your next level. Okay. So if that is you, you're in the right place. What I'd also like for you to acknowledge, because I work with a couple of you that are already on here, it's what's beyond what your level is right now. Because sometimes we get to this amazing place where you've created what you want and you desire, and you're not quite sure what's even after that. So I invite you into that space today of like, I'm there, but I know that there's more available. I just don't know what that is. Okay. So the next level pattern assessment, it takes about 10 minutes. But I really want you to dive into it. I created it so that you could exactly see where your levels of patterns are stuck. Okay. Very simple, but it's just the basic of what I see with my clients. Okay. So your invisible wall. The reason I came up with this name is because about 20 years, 20 years ago, I've always had a coach a coach, a therapist, a mentor, somebody who has always, I chose to have with me during my 35, 40 years plus in sales. I have never gotten to where I was going unless I had somebody to be accountable. So about 20 years ago, I described to the coach at that time that I felt like I was always stuck behind this wall. Like that's the way I described it. So I don't know what yours looks like, but I'm going to speak to the wall. It's this thing, it's this energy, it's this space, it's this unknown. No matter what I do, I can't get over it, to the sides of it, underneath it. It's just this wall. And the wall shows up different in all areas of our lives. So I wish it was just like one wall, but taking one wall down teaches us the skills for more walls. So that's why I called it the invisible wall. And what it is, and with that particular coach, when I worked with her, because I have the capacity to see gaps, we can always see them easier for other people, but I could see my own by having somebody. Let me see. Someone just popped off. Let me pop them back in. Seeing that to have somebody that I could say, this is a pattern that I'm seeing in myself. But it's hard to find these patterns because they're subconscious. Okay. And what those might look like for you, I just wrote a couple of them. And you most likely have no idea what they are because they're silent and they're living in your life and your business. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me and why I qualify to do this. But in 25 years in direct sales, myself as a top sales director, so forth, all that, we'll go into that. But what's going on in your life is going on in your business. I have always said that. What's going on in who you're being, how you're showing up in your life shows up in your business. So it is always going to come back to what are we doing in our own growth work? John Maxwell, in one of his 5-minute books, I mean, you read it years ago, that says our growth in our business is based on the investment in ourselves. And I'm just here to say I've rarely see anybody who had, well, if you're stuck, it might be where you need someone to help you see where you're making choices for your life and your business. And I did refer this to direct sales. This is my first direct sales, like going particularly in that position. I can work with anybody, but because that's pretty much 90% of the women I work with, is that sometimes it's hard for us in the present moment in our lives and our business that we're making our current choices from the past. We're making them from the expectations. We're making our current choices. And you'll hear me say, I don't use the word decision. I use the word choice, the choice of possibilities. Decision, you will hear this a lot in the world in network marketing, is you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Here's the energy of what decision does. Okay. Decision is something that you have decided. It has all this form and structure that if you don't do it, hit it, make it happen, then you go back into this loop of what's wrong with you. So hopefully you can, regardless of where you are in your business right now, if you're looking at it for yourself personally, or if you're in leadership, this is really important because we need to get it in our leadership so that we can see it in others. Not that we have to fix it, but you can see, oh, that's their invisible wall. That's my invisible wall. And here's what's funny is our invisible walls are our downlines, invisible walls too, because we always recruit or add people to our teams that are just a little bit who don't have as much experience and growth. Every once in a while, you'll get one that pops out, but from that. So what's affecting is your patterns from your judgments, your thoughts, your emotions, and so much more. So what I want you to get from this, your invisible wall of if you're in this space of like, I'd like to have more of this in my business. And you go to this place of like, well, this is what I've decided that I'm going to do. When you decide something, you pull up all of your past experience. I move my hands a lot, so I apologize, but I'm visual with that. So we pull up all of our past or the past from below, the unconscious, and then we bring in all these other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then we decide something, and we can't move beyond what we've decided we need to do from the past, except for a teeny bit. Okay. What I want you to also give yourself permission, allowance is what I call it, is if you're in a place in your business and you are watching everybody else do it, you're like, they're doing it. Oh, I can't. They're doing it. I see that for myself. I have to watch my whole Facebook wall is nothing but coaches and coaches. We have to keep our blinders on from two places. Obviously, comparison is like the number one thing to wipe us out. Okay. I know we know that, but our bodies will automatically go into that, our nervous systems, to protect ourselves, to justify, to explain, to then put us back into this cycle of what's wrong with us. And that's part of the invisible wall. So we never, ever, ever, ever know anybody else's story of how they got there, what their levels of their invisible walls were. We just never know. So we're going to lay that down today, like literally lay it down everywhere that I'm comparing, but not meaning to compare. But yet you're like, why am I not there? Just allow yourself to let that energy just shift away. Just let it go. There's more to that, but we're just going to ask it to let it go. So if I was just choosing for myself and my business based on the choices that I'm choosing, I wonder what that would be. Okay. So we'll talk more about that because when you're in direct sales, there's a lot attached to that. I understand that. So our patterns are affecting our life and our business, and we can't see them. We just can't. Some of you can, but most of them you can't. So why are you still stuck behind your invisible wall? Let me see here. There's a few things I want to go with this area. With that invisible wall, really quick, I wanted to go back to my notes to make sure that I covered everything in here. We talked about it comes from past decision experience. And here's how it shows up. Let me just make sure, like maybe the wall for you is right before you expand or you choose something, you hesitate, you overthink, you pull back, you use your momentum, you go into judgment, you go into fear. All of these things are happening, and you may be aware of them, but you may not be. And if you're aware of them, how the heck do you break them down? Okay. So let's go into this one. So why are you stuck behind your invisible wall? Stuck is kind of a weird word that we use. And we use it because it's kind of like to explain something, but stuck is also this thing where we're not willing to make a choice outside of the comfort zone. That's such an old word, but I'm going to use it right now because in a moment I'll explain what our comfort zone is today, because we know so much more than we did when I started in sales 40 years ago to even currently. So yeah, so with that is, and then a lot of people will say consistency, like I need to be consistent. I totally understand that. And behind the wall also is, again, like I said, not being willing, not even knowing how to make a choice outside of that. So when your upline's telling you this, we're going to go into that because leadership is awesome, direct sales is awesome. But you don't actually have the capacity to do what it is that they're asking you to do. Okay. And this is what we get to start to understand, is that your business will only grow. Let me click her in, to the level you feel safe sustaining. I did not get this. I don't even know if any of us really got it until this last 5 years, where the nervous system work attached to everything else really became available. Okay. A lot of the stuff that I've done to get to where I'm at in my businesses has been based on intuitive work, because I'm an intuitive. So I know how to follow the energy. But we know today, we really know, and that's what you're going to learn just a little bit about today, is also a nervous system, your body. If it is not safe, it cannot go to the level that you're asking for. And if it does, it usually comes on back. Okay. So let's see right here. Consistency. Consistency is a weird thing, because clients will come to me and they're like, well, I need clarity and I need consistency. Well, I wish I had a little magic wand that could give you consistency. But consistency is really what you create after you have the courage to do something that you haven't been willing to do. No one ever explains it that way. So you want to be consistent, but you have to step out of this energy, of this comfort zone, which is going to entail 4 parts. And in order to be consistent, you have to, it's self-trust, because every time you've not been consistent, your body, your nervous system, everything goes back to unconsciously, well, I didn't trust myself last time. I didn't do it last time. Something's wrong. And then we spend our entire time trying to pull you out of that gap. So let me see if I got all that information in there right there. So consistency is something you get when we heal these areas. But I just saw a post the other day. I talked about it in one of my classes that, sign up for this class and consistency/confidence, like come and get confident. I hear what they're saying, and boy, have I signed up for a lot of those, but it's also like, you can't just get confident. You have to become confident. Okay. So you can do everything right. You guys probably are. And it's not about what you're doing right or wrong. It's about how you're showing up. And if you're even aware of how you're showing up, and that in order to have what it is that you desire next, you have to be willing to be something you haven't been willing to be. And that's the deep work. Okay. Let's see. So it's not about doing more. Do I have any, like, I'll do it more, push, shove, I'll do it more. And if I do it more, then I'll get it right. Does anybody have any of that? Raise your hand. Do I have any pushers or shovers? Okay. Like, I'm just going to push through this and I'm going to make it happen. And a lot of times we do push, especially kind of my generation. We talk about this. I'm 60, but
I'm a pusher.
You're a pusher, Kim's a pusher. So we were really raised in this very dominant push, shove, all balls to the walls, make it happen. Okay. And it did. And it fried us in so many areas, especially our nervous system, which we're now just realizing how important that is. Some of you maybe not have that that as your wall, but I want to help you not get to that energy of pushing, shoving. Okay, so in other words, you can do everything right, but it's still not clicking. Your business will only grow to the level you feel safe. So let me give you a picture of what that means to me now that I couldn't understand. Well, up until even in my coaching business, whatever we're doing, especially when it comes to sales, network marketing, our businesses, every space of the next level, we have to show up different. And you just do. And that's the internal work. So how do I want to put this so that I can give you an example? This is a way back. When I was in leadership in Mary Kay Cosmetics, I earned 11 free cars, top sales director. But I had this belief system, and I now know what it is. I never wanted to be the one out in the front. It's not that I just never wanted to. I was afraid, but I didn't know what I was afraid of because it was invisible. So I would help women become very successful and have all these businesses, or not all, have a successful business. But I was not willing to stand in front of them. I just kept pushing them all out. It was really fascinating. And I knew that I was doing it, but I didn't know why I was doing it. And what it was is I did not have the capacity, the safety to be that out in front. I was too sensitive. I didn't want to take everybody's stuff on. I couldn't handle the judgment. I couldn't. There was a lot of I couldn't. So that's just a weird example. It's an old one of that. I could not take my business into that national sales director position because I was not willing to be out in the front. Okay. How else would that show up in people's lives? And this shows up in every area, but I'm going to leave it right there. Maybe you can tap into an area of your life, of your wall right now, where you're like, oh, that's not it. But if you stop and you really get clear that it's not a strategy, it's not a mindset, it's literally the body's wall to survive. I mean, I used to say, like, I want to be on that stage talking to hundreds of thousands of people, but internally, I thought I would die, even though I knew I wouldn't die because I speak all the time. So this is the parts of where the real shift comes from for your business. Okay. The next level assessment that you have when you take it, if you haven't, and you'll see where you score. Okay. I want you to take that and just like go, oh, okay, cool. I'm scoring in this level, 4 out of 4, I'm low. Okay. And that's a tool. But here is what I know today that I so know today that a lot of us didn't know. And it's the nervous system, the regulation gap. Everything is in this spot. And you guys may have been hearing more and more. The regulation of the nervous system really popped out about 5 years ago. It became a very somatic practice. And then the last maybe year, you're hearing everybody talk about the nervous system. And I don't care where you get some more information about that, get it, but you can't just get it if you haven't embodied it. Okay. But that is from my experience, okay, and all my clients' experience, that this is such a gap. And the work that I have found, because I've been putting this all together as a coach for the past 7 years, what I'm now presenting. And I'll tell you more about that in a little bit about me. But these are the 4 areas of the wall. Your regulation, your nervous system. Okay. Is it safe? Are you creating your business from, believe it or not, a nervous system of a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old? Like, all just, it's amazing. This is all the unconscious. Then our energetic alignment. Oh, this is what I've been teaching strongly forever, but for 7 years. If we do not know the capacity and our expansion of our energy, most of us are walking around like tight little crumpets. I don't even know what that means, the crumpet, but we're all tight and crunchy. And then when you go to want to create something greater, we crunch back down. I want us all to be so expansive. But we also cannot be so expansive and have more until our nervous system feels safe to have that. Identity awareness. You might have heard of it's got to have this. In order to be the vision of the woman that you would like to be, that you see, that you know that is possible, oh my God, the things we did, Mary Kay, the whole fake it till you make it. I get it. That's all mindset work, right? But if you keep faking it till you make it, but you can't make it there, it's because none of these things are working yet. We're stuck behind all of them. I say behind, but it's also underneath. It's inside. It's in our molecules. It's in our cells. And you're thinking, like, right now, all I wanted to do was sell a product, right? You're like, all this stuff. Like, oh my God. But it is, oh my gosh, there is this. And if we can get this, there's endless possibilities in this space. And then here's the other part that I really learned in the last years is that this one's almost a tough one for me to choke down because I really stayed in it for long. We can be aware of all this. Yay. Awareness creates so much more than our decisions and our form and structure and everybody else's points of view. But if we have not truly aligned with it, embodied it, the identity and that, then all we're doing is awareness. And then we're stuck in this stupid loop of like, I know. I used to have, they used to call me, well, they still do. And my other businesses is a woman of I knowism. Because I knew everything, especially if you've been around a long time. You're like, I know, I've done that. I got the shirt. I got 50 shirts. I know. But the wall was still there. And because I knew it all, but I had never regulated. My energy was still matching from the past. My identity was like, it was just like, I know it all. It's just this lovely, beautiful loop. We loop. But awareness does not get us there. It sure makes it a little different of a journey because we're a little bit not as crunchy. There's more, but this is my belief now. The way that seeing it work is that when we do all of that, it's like right on. We get to be what I called an aligned woman. The aligned woman that you truly be, that is not behind the wall anymore. Okay. And I want you to know all of these affect your income. Sorry, but they do. If you're not regulated in your nervous system, you're probably going to make money and you're going to lose it. Like it keeps going back and forth. You hit the ceiling. You're like, you hit my capacity. And then it's like, oh my God, the next month, because your system doesn't know to be safe to hold it. Energy misalignment is like where you're leaking everywhere, where you're saying yes to things that aren't creating for you. You don't know how to quite say no. You're taking on everybody's stuff. Identity with money, it's like we have so many points of view about it, what it means to have money, just to have money, and everybody else's freaking points of view. 90%, 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we'll just go, your thoughts in this energy realm, 90% of them are not yours. And when you really start to get that, and then you're in direct sales, so you have a million women around you who all have points of view about what you should be doing and how to do it, which is good, but they're not yours. So you keep trying to squeeze yourself into somebody else's plan, not wondering why you can't get what they are doing. That's a whole nother topic. Okay. But it all affects your income. Okay. Whew, I got excited about that. So your assessment pattern profile, when you go to score it, we'll talk about these places we just talked about. Kind of repeated myself. And again, in direct sales, network marketing, and sales, I would have never thought it was any of these because we didn't know what we know today. That's probably been my biggest thing over these last few years is very large ego, because I think, I know it all, that I had to really break down my ego wall, which is an ego wall because it kept me safe, nervous system, that it was okay for me not to know these things. This basically nervous system taking me a couple of years to go, it's okay, Lynnae, that you didn't know that you needed to know all of this. But that was to keep me safe because I didn't want to be wrong. Okay. So that's like in present moment, still working with these areas for me to show up more and have more in my coaching business. Okay. So I'm going to guide you through a very short experience. So where is it here? I didn't break all of that down. Let me look. Let's see. That's why I wish I would have done it 90 minutes, but we have an hour. Okay. So I'm going to take you through, guided through something. So just kind of be present, bring your energy down, just ask it to come down. Push out. Okay. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. This is just for you. There is nothing to figure out. There is nothing to get right. And I just want you to notice what comes up. Okay. I want you to bring to mind right now something that you're aware of that's holding you back. If you had sent your reply back to me, you might have already shared what that is. Pull that up. Put that right in front of you. Okay. Now, I know some of you are going through the list right now in your head. You're like, well, I don't know if it's this one. I don't know if this is the wall. Pick one. Pick which one. And just pull that one in front of them. And if there's so many of them, like you're like, I don't know, there's so many in my wall, just put them visually in a bubble in front of you and we'll just encapsulate all of them. Okay. So when you see that wall or that whatever it is that you've decided is the wall, the thing holding you back, what are your thoughts about it? What are your feelings about it? What are you aware of? Okay. And I'm not going to put any words on it. I just want you to experience that wall. What is it like for you? Okay. I also, this wall, this energy, this thing, this wall goes all the way down to the earth. The wall goes all the way down to the middle of the earth. So it's like really rooted in there. Okay. Again, just step, you're just watching it. It's also interesting that there are sides that you could go to. There is above it. This is what I used to look at. It's like, well, I see the sides. I could sneak around it. I could jump over it. But yet I know if I do that, I'm probably going to go right back behind the wall. So just be aware of that. What I want to do is have the wall be gone. I don't want to have to figure out how to go around it, underneath, above it. Okay. So now I want you to bring attention to your body with your wall. What happens? What are you aware of in the present moment when you're standing behind this wall? Take a deep breath. Do you feel tight? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel confusion? Contraction? Overwhelm? judgment, fear, shame. Alrighty. Are you looking at this and you're like, I have been here so many times. That was mine, was like, I've been here so many times. I just want you to notice it. That's your nervous system right now. All of that is what's going on in your body while you're looking at the wall. Okay. Now we get to notice our energy. As you look at this wall, is it solid? Is it crystallized? Like you can kind of see through it? I don't know. Does it have cracks in it? Is it a brick? Like, what is it? What's the energy? And that you just kind of can't expand beyond it, your energy. And then you may be looking at the wall and there's like, for me, like there's this wall and there's all these people on my wall. All these people, places, and things that I need to be doing. And they're like on my wall. So it's like, oh, that's that over can't say no to people wall. Now, I want you to listen to the voices in your head. What's going up? What's going on as you're standing there behind that wall? Is there any thoughts of like, who am I to do this? What if it doesn't work? What if this isn't the right place for me to be? What if I can't follow through? What if I'm meant to just stand here? What if I'm not meant to have more? What if there's something wrong with me? What are the thoughts? That's your identity. So we've done nervous system, we've done energy, and your identity. Okay. And then the last part of that 4-part system is that you want to move forward, but you just can't. And it doesn't make sense. And even if you know how you think you should be, but you haven't become it, and you're still afraid to make a decision, because if you make a decision, all of your other decisions haven't been a good decision, so you go right back. And this is where choice, asking the right questions and choice and energy, and all of it starts to come together, so that every time you make a choice beyond the wall, you're aligned with it. You don't even question it. So that's your capacity to receive, have, and hold more. Once we get to that place, it's like, I can have it all. I can hold it. I'm safe. I'm big enough. And all those lower energies of fear, blame, shame, guilt, anger, pride, all of that, all of those energies that we run in are gone. Okay. Ask yourself one more question. This is a question. What is required of me to destroy the wall? What's required of me? Because whatever I've been doing isn't working. So what's now required? It's a question. You may not even have an answer. And then, who do I need to become to break down that wall, to break that wall down? And what new choices can I choose? Okay. All right, go ahead, take a breath. Come on back to me. And again, there's nothing we have to do with that, but hopefully that was a little bit like an awareness of what's happening every time your wall pops up. There's a lot going on. And also what I'd like you to become aware of is how freaking exhausting it is. And then we wonder why we're exhausted. We wonder why our bodies are giving out. We wonder why we're eating too much. We're wondering, why we're shopping too much. There's like all of that, because all of that was so freaking heavy that's happening constantly. Okay. So looking at my time. How is everybody? Shake that out just a little bit. It's a good process. So why the heck listen to me? I don't know. I've lived everything that I'm talking about. I've done this work for over the past. I've been in transformational healing work for myself for over 36 years. I spent the last 7 years investing thousands of dollars in training When I left Mary Kay Cosmetics, I loved my Mary Kay. I loved it. I loved the women. I loved the cars. I loved selling product. I loved making women beautiful. I loved that my network business carried me through 2 divorces, death, and a child out on drugs. My networking business got me out of all of that. And I am so grateful. Okay. Even if I wasn't making any money, I was very grateful for that. Okay. Which makes it, like, is this a hobby? Is it costing me money or am I making money? Been through all levels of that. I'm sure we all have. But I just want you to know 7 years ago, it was even before that, I was like, I can't keep bringing women in to my organization because I have a capacity to see where they're stopping themselves immediately. Like the moment they recruited, I'm like, there it is, there it is, there it is. And my job, if you're in leadership, is not to heal them. Okay. We've gone through episodes in network marketing that, especially years ago, for us, Mary Kay became like this healing coaching. The name of my company when I first started the organization was called the Miracle Makers. Don't stop until the miracle happens, which basically I brought in a bunch of people who all needed healing because I'm a healer. So we did great things, but this became all this energy of like healing. And then one day I was like, I don't want to heal anybody. I am here to help you make money because that's what we're here to do. But I can't do it from here. I have to do it from a coaching perspective because I have to. And I literally picked up and I resigned from Mary Kay. I left my huge company. I gave it to my offspring and I literally never looked back. I didn't. And then I was in coaching and my business started the next month later, which was the first month of COVID. What else did I say? And that I could teach somebody the strategy over and over and over and over again. But if they were blocked in any of these areas, it was going to be clunky. It wasn't going to work. The worst part for me in direct sales is when someone would set up an expectation for themselves that I knew that they were not going to make because things weren't aligned. Nothing was working, but my job wasn't to tell them that. My job was to say, keep going. And then they would hit the wall of like, I'm a loser. I didn't do it one more time. And then they come down to the pit. So my job as a leader at that time was trying to get people out of the pit constantly. Okay. So now we know how to unpit ourselves so that we don't have to go through that. That's what I teach now to all women, how to be the aligned woman. So you're not going through that expectation, come to the bottom. Okay. What else did I want to say? Yeah. So that's a little bit, that's teeny bit about me. So I do want to say direct sales, network marketing, owning your own business, especially direct sales network, they're awesome business opportunities. They're the best. They literally give you everything. When I started this business as a coach, Growth Junkie Coaching, there was nothing. There was just me. There was no website. There was no sales. There was no name behind me. And there was a lot of tears and a lot of building websites. I mean, all this stuff, and I was like, wow, Mary and Kay used to do all that for me. They had all of it. So I love direct sales for that. God, it is a place to make money. It's where people become very, very wealthy. But here's what I know that I know, and I'm going to stand on it, put my stake in the ground, is your growth for your next levels is beyond your upline and your leaders. And that is really bold for me to say. And I'm going to say it because their job is to teach you the business, the systems, and the strategy. I taught my girls till I was blue in the face. Not my girls, the girls. I taught them how to book, coach, sell, recruit, meet someone new. Book, coach, sell, recruit, meet someone new. 5 fingers. That was the constant thing. It was not my job to figure out what their belief systems were. It was not my job to figure out what's going on in her family. It was not my job to help her fix her screwed up money relationship. It was not. I thought it was, but that's where we burn ourselves out. So where do you send these people? Okay. Even our up, I was trained by the best, ladies. Mary Kay, I was taught by Mary Kay's first offspring. I mean, I got the best of the best. It's the best coaching ever. Okay. And then all the networking companies after that have really been taught from what she taught us. But it is not our upline, our leaders, to teach us these things about our wall. It's just not. It's not. Their job is to help you and not to help you train and shift what's happening to you internally. I know that's a big statement, but I'm pretty clear on that today because I see it happen all the time. And unfortunately, some people don't have the best upline or leadership. You got a great company, but you don't have anybody. So how can you out create where you're at when you don't have somebody to help you get there? Okay. So what actually takes to break the invisible walls down? This doesn't change with more effort. Oh gosh, we would all have like these billion-dollar companies based on the effort we've put in. Now we've given our bodies, our soul. It changes when we shift what's underneath, behind the invisible wall. I have a funny saying, my girls all know it. Most of you I coach or have coached, there's a few new, that it's called, I call, this is you, the pony called you. And on top of the pony called you is the pile of crap that doesn't belong to you. It just doesn't, but we don't know that. And it's layers, lifetimes, generational. You're in network marketing, and I can tell you there are decades of people's stuff on top of that. And you're just trying to figure out, how can I sell $100? But we can clear all that. Okay. That's where I work with clients, where I teach you how to energetically clear it. Okay. And there we go. Nervous system safety, awareness, regulation, identity, and capacity. So, okay, we're going to go on another experience. Okay. This is a fun class. Okay. This one again, you're going to be present with me. I'm not going to flip myself on the screen. We're just going to do it this way. This is going to be an experience for you to have while you're learning something and you're experiencing it. Hopefully I get that right with you guys. Okay. So, and this is also going to show you where your wall comes up in different areas. Okay, here we go. In sales, there are 5 things that have to happen at the end, like a close. Okay. It's like 5 things. You have to connect with whatever. So this is for you, not for what your clients have to do with you. You have to connect with me. Okay. You have to understand what's needed in your area, in your life. You have to understand where the gaps are at. Okay. You also need to know that there's a way to solve it. Okay. You have to be shown that there's a way to solve this. You've been shown a solution that if you choose this, this will solve it. Okay. And then you have to be asked to go to what's the next step. That's what's required in a close. Okay. That they connect, they understand, they feel it, they see the gap, they know that they can fix it. They've just been taught how to do that. They know there's a solution, and now they need to know what's next. What's the next purchase? Here is what I will give you. If you are in online sales, it is 30 touch points right now before someone buys something from you. I remember because I was old when we had phones, and it was like two or three touch points. Literally, you picked up the phone and they ordered something. And then you spent 30 minutes on the phone talking to them. And then we got cell phones and then we got pagers. I mean, have gone through all those generations. Then we got computers. So it's not that hard anymore, but it's a noisy, noisy world. So touch points 30 times. So if you have only reached out 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, don't quit, don't give up. Do it wrong, do it badly, do it anyway. I will beat that into your heads. Do it wrong, do it badly, do it anyway. Okay. Most people think that closing is the hardest part, but it's not. The closing it's before the close. It's what's happening right before that. And this is where the invisible wall comes up. You might even be experiencing your invisible wall. Okay. Something happens. For some of you, you might start to go, my body's tightening. Something's going to happen. I don't feel safe. My chest, my stomach. Here we go. Just going to talk about it. Okay. And you might also, the walls are showing up. You've been here before. Like I've been here with somebody. Someone's doing a close on me. So I'm going to put all my walls up. I'm afraid, I'm scared. I can't hear anything beyond my past experience. Oh my God, that's so good. Everybody, yeah, okay. That might be coming up for you. All the points of view of why you can't do this are coming up. And they've now just overtaken even what your body is saying. Wow, that's actually something that would create something for me. Okay. All of a sudden something's feeling off. This is always a good one too. All of a sudden you're like really involved in something and you're like going in, and the next thing ADDs come and you've now followed off to somewhere else. You're totally distracted. Okay. You start to contract, you get to be confused, you're misaligned. You've just decided something, but now you've pulled it back. Okay. You have now left your actual awareness of what could actually create something for you because the wall's coming up. Okay. And then you go, this is the big one. This is the identity. This is all the voices in your head that are saying, who am I to do this? What if I do this and I can't follow through? What if I do this and it doesn't change it? What if it doesn't work for me? I don't have money. Even though I just spent $200 of crap that I actually didn't need, that wasn't going to change and help my nervous system, my energy, or my identity. But my nervous system at that time required me to buy that $200 worth of crap. Okay. And the capacity. What if that created the change that you were asking for in your business? You now have expanded. You've learned how to move forward. You have the capacity to hold it. Okay. And I have a saying, it's on my desk, having the capacity to feel all of this that we're talking about and not be overwhelmed by it is what we're going for. To just be able to make a choice, but we're so stuck in all of those other places in our business. So right there, you might have just experienced your wall. So you just experienced a little bit about how to do a close, how to be closed, and to have the experience. How's that? Alrighty. So this is why we don't fix just mindset and strategy, because if your nervous system isn't safe and steady, if your energy isn't expansive and aligned, if your identity has not been embodied, and you don't have the capacity to have it and to hold it, you keep hitting your wall. So here is the work that I do with women. Is that what it says? This is the work women do when they work with me. Okay. And this is what I invited to the invisible wall that most women, you don't see it until you see it, but now you see it. So now you can't unsee it. Like, am I regulated? Am I safe? Am I steady? Where is my nervous system? How old is it? Where's it functioning from? Is my power, is my energy, do I need to clog up all these leaks and these holes everywhere that I'm leaking? Identity, to become the woman who can hold more, to what you're actually being called to do. using the vehicle of your business. Okay. Aligned action. You move without pulling back because you have made choices. You've asked questions. You've figured out what is an alignment for you and not everybody else. So this what actually creates your next level expansion, capacity for more money. This is big. If we're not, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one. I think all of us do, especially you make a heck of a ton of money and then all of a sudden you spend it all. Or you made it and then you can't make it the next month. And, like that one. And I want you to have ease on how to hold it. So this is how I work with women, giving you 2 ways. Private one-on-one support. I do 3-month increments, and many women stay for several years, but we do 3 months at a time. This is deep personalized work focused on all 4 of those areas. That 3 months also includes parts of other things that I'm not listing on here. You're part of the energetic gym membership. You see me other times during the week live. The investment for that is $1,800 or 3 payments. Okay. The Aligned Woman's Path. A couple of you on here are in it, or you're on your second dose of it because you don't just get it right away. But this is my 4-month container, which I'm so proud of because it is 7 years of work that I have been able to put into one spot. It's 16 weeks, 4 months. And this is just a little nugget, 90-minute calls once a week, me live, no download, none of it's live, it's me. So I can help facilitate you in the change. And you're part of the other groups that we have. So it's 33 hours of live transformation and coaching with me. And that's only $1,400, and that's available in 4 payments. And this is a way that I help women triple their income, because somebody on here has tripled their income in the last couple. Raise your hand real quick if you've tripled your Michelle and so many others, because she's on her second round, the Aligned Woman, because it's like, I need more of that and more of that. And there's more. So that's why I'm not doing testimonies. You can go to my pages and see I just know it works and I know the work is good. So as we close, which is a miracle, I have 1 minute and I didn't rehearse, but I understand energy. And so I created the energy for the space for an hour. But here's like a last minute invitation. And I know it's very fast, but if you're like, I'm ready to make some change, this Thursday, the call, 6 p.m. Central, we are starting a part of our Aligned Woman community, the 4-month container. You can come in for just 5 weeks of that container, and we're going to work on money because that's where we're at. Your nervous system, your energy, and your relationship with money. This is people's favorite class. Okay. So you can join for just 5 weeks. Okay. Investment is $350 for 5 weeks, or you can make the 2 payments. Okay. And what you'll also get is, I just finished what everybody said was like a dynamic class. And it was why your next level feels tight. We did nervous system, fight, flight, freeze, functional anxiety, functional freeze. And that will set you up to understand, oh my God, that's what's going on in my money. Okay. And if you sign up for this, let's say in the next 24 hours, because it's Thursday, you will also get a private 30-minute session with me, and I'll go through your assessment with you. So the value of the video is $250. The session with me is $150. Oh my gosh, that's even more than the class. So just for the freebie stuff. All righty. So thank you for joining me today. I know experiencing your next level pattern assessment and seeing your invisible wall has helped you see the places it's holding you back, the gaps. So whatever you choose next is your choice, and whatever you choose is your choice. And staying where you are without changing what's underneath it will keep creating the same patterns that you see now. Let's go. And I'll send you an email that has some links to it. I haven't even put them together yet. I'll do that. And that if you want to choose to do the 5 weeks, you want to have a phone conversation, or the rest of you, I'll see in the Aligned Woman on Thursday. Okay, so we can tap out now, and I'm going to stay to answer any questions. If anybody has any questions, any private facilitation that they would like from me, it's free. It's free. Show up. And sometimes when other people ask questions, it helps everybody because it's a collective energy of us. And so I may not be able to get to the total root of your question, but we can sure start to extrapolate on it. All righty. I'm so proud of myself. I did it exactly within an hour. Yay! That's amazing. It's amazing. All righty. Check out, say goodbye, or stay on and ask me any questions. Okay, I'm going to put this. I have undone that. Let me get the gallery. Okay. And everybody introduced themselves. Kim said goodbye, gotta go. Brooke, of course, gotta go. And everybody's saying hello to each other. So, Melissa said, lady balls to the wall is what I used to say. Oh my gosh. Who said that? Melissa. Balls to the wall. Man, and could I balls to the wall? Any man could I balls to the walls.
Right?
Oh my gosh. So it's a different world today. It doesn't have, I think, age wise, um, you may not have to balls to the wall the way we did, but your balls to the wall nervous system is still showing up today.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
exhausted.
I know. And so we learned things that we can pass on from that. But there's like for whatever wherever you are with your business right now, even a wall of like this is a big one. Like you've left a business that you were balls to the walls. Okay.
Mhm.
Such masculine, but I was so masculine. I had to be
Well, that's why I
masculine.
said lady ball. Like I used to say lady balls, like I was like softening it and like
Oh,
not
you had
really.
lady balls. Oh,
Lady
yeah.
balls.
I
Yeah,
had
but not really.
men ball walls because I was in mortgage banking for 10 years. Then I was a holistic health practitioner, had my own business for 12 years, Mary Kay, 20 plus years. I'm still in Mary Kay because I still have a team. I still get a $350 check. And then here. So if you didn't have to show up lady balls to the walls, and you got to show up as a safe, aligned woman, who is that?
Wow.
And that's what we get to learn. Who is she? She's in there,
Yeah.
but she's functioning from over here
Totally
and
agree.
all of this.
Yeah.
That's why I like my aligned women's group. When you work in a collective group and I'm doing energy work, we are all clearing the same thing. Doesn't even need, and the women who come into the group are the exact women that are supposed to be in the group. I never worry about that. Okay. So, yeah. So, what would it be like for the business that you have right now? What would it be like to choose from this space of a safe nervous system? Like, do you even know you have a relationship with your nervous system?
I
How's your
do. I've been doing a lot of that work.
great, great.
So I get popped out,
Okay.
right? So I feel I'm in a place now, and that's why this. So again, thank you to Jenny Crabtree for introducing me to you. Right. I had this relationship of like being aligned and in it, and because I do some coaching work as well. So I coaches need coaches, right? And so I'm in that. And then I get popped out, I say, by the humanness, by the world, right? And then I can be in my alignment and it's all good. I see Dawn shaking her head, right? So like I'm like good and lovely and in my kind da 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 da. And then shit happens.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I can feel I'm in the humanness of the world. And I
Okay.
guess whatever, reactionary and not necessarily
Yes.
choosing, right? Because
Yes.
I got all of that, like
Yes.
deciding versus choosing. And choosing is such a softer, much more self accountability sort of place versus a decision. And now I'm what, accountable to other people because I said I would do it or I didn't do it and all of those things.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. I'll tap into, well, you'd be a perfect fit for what the work we do, just so you know. I mean, the way you're
yes. Yeah.
speaking.
So I'm already like, okay, which one
Yeah.
am I going to do? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But here's one of the things, this is where the energy mastery comes from. When we come out of this, if we don't have the capacity to be this expansive energy, this 3D reality will keep pulling us back. People will keep pulling us back.
Yeah.
And until you know how to master your own energy, especially if you're a sensitive empath, okay,
100.
100% all of my clients, because we feel things so deeply, no one ever, ever, ever gave us tools.
Right.
So that's really where I've spent a lot of the last 6 years teaching energetic mastery, because when you know when you know how to stay in you, everything
Yes.
changes.
Got it.
So it's part of it. So what you're talking about is my energy is doing what it's doing, and I haven't learned how to keep it.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
So that's
100.
thing and reaction. I think that's what's on the top of my Aligned Woman's website right now, and it needs to be updated. But it's the idea because you have to keep updating your websites. It's like, what would it be like to stop reacting?
Yep.
It is the greatest gift, because I didn't know that. See, we have 4 positions, well, 5. We can align and agree to something, we can resist and react, or we learn how to be this interesting point of view, neutral energy, and stay there. And that's what I teach. You can't just be aware of how to do it. You have to clear everything. And that's what you learn how to clear. Everywhere you're reacting to something. I'm a fighter, so I will fight everything balls to the wall. I will prove you no matter what, even if it kills me. Okay. Which things in my business has almost killed me several times because of just what it created in my body. Or you align and agree, and you do this different thing of really not being a demand for yourself, for your business, because you're over here trying to make everything right before you choose something. There's just this weird thing, and they're all tangled. Side note, I have 36 years in recovery. I'm a recovering alcoholic, drugs, eating disorder. So I bring so much tools into the work, because who we are being, our lives are wrapped up. We've got to heal that to be able to heal our business. So as a side note, that's another big part of this work, because it's like, am I being a codependent, or am I in self-will run riot, or how do I just be the aligned woman? So to answer your question, human reaction decision, it's all in the energetic space. So very cool. Very good awareness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Anybody else? Anne Marie, do you have any questions? I know you filled out your questionnaire, but was there anywhere that I did tap into something, or I left a big Band-Aid and I pulled it off and now there's a big hole?
Actually, I was kind of fascinated by the exercise that we did earlier with imagining the wall. I never thought about imagining the wall and what it might look like or sound like, and so I was kind of intrigued, because for me it was kind of like this giant, like thick ice wall, just massive block of ice, and I don't know why, but oh, that was just fascinating to me. I'm taking it all in. I'm learning. I'm brand new to all of this. So Michelle invited me, and I'm grateful. So I'm just kind of absorbing as much as I can. You might have to go back and listen to the recording.
Beautiful. Glad to have you. This the work I do is not, how do I say it? You either get it or you don't. And you also, I always tell everybody, when it comes to energy work and so forth, there's no beginning, there's no end. You literally plop in. And Dawn's new to my work, very new. And it's taken her a couple of weeks to learn. Well, and it's just not, you just don't get it. You just plop in, and hopefully I've created a beautiful, safe space, which we do, to show up and go, I don't know what this is, but I know that I need it. That was part of it. Like you just know, but you don't have words. I think a lot of the work I do now is I put words on things that don't have words. Thank God. Yeah, because I was running around my entire life, always wrong, always in judgment while creating successful stuff, but never okay. So that's part of, now I have words that people can go, that's what that is. That's what it is. And then we can out create it. So cool. Glad to have you, Anne-Marie. Anything else? Any other questions?
No, thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. Okay. Michelle.
Yeah.
You can be my one live testimony, and then
I do really want to plug the Aligned Woman. If you are not a part of that yet, please. I mean, it's hard to explain until you're there. But it opened up so much, and it continues to, because again, I'm on my second round, right? And I'm sure I'm going to need like 40 more, because it's totally different. I know it's the same thing, but it's totally different this time. I know Dawn's laughing because she hears me every week in there, and she knows I'm going to need 40 more. And Jenny,
that's not right.
and Jenny's not on camera, but she knows me pretty darn well too. There
Jenny!
she is. And yay. But it completely changed everything. And I didn't go into it thinking it was going to change my business. That's not what this was about. It was about something else. And it completely changed my business. And now it's that, like today was really good, Lynnae, because I see where my wall is, right? Like now it's like every month now I'm like in fear, like, oh, I'm never going to make it again. And then of course I do. And then it's like, what am I doing? Right. And so then, but I'm able to work through that a little better now because I work with Lynnae so much, because we keep doing this. Then it's like, because it's not like thoughts go away magically. We all know that. It's not like we're just cured and fixed. And now I have all the confidence. I love what you've been saying about confidence. Because if I could have willed self-confidence, it would have happened a long time ago, right? Like it's not about that. It's about it's anyway, blah. But I just get very excited about this because it has changed not just my business, but my whole life, right? And that's a big deal. Like I show up as me. That aligned woman, that's a big deal. And I hope Jenny's going to talk. Is that why you came on camera, Jenny?
Yeah,
Yay,
yeah.
go for it. I'll shut up.
No, I was actually trying to think, like, what am I going to say about it? So I've worked with Lynnae both private sessions and in the Aligned Woman group. Love the Aligned Woman. I feel the same way. I went in it for something else, and it's really helped my business out a lot. And then it's the constant reminder of the tools too, because I think we get these great tools, and it's like, oh, I do have a choice, and I do, have a wall, and here's, what I see, but you don't always carry that with you day to day. So just being in the group and reusing those tools and being reminded of the tools is just so important. And it's really helpful. And it's interesting also to see other people's walls, because you see other people and you're like, oh, well, she has her act together, and then you kind of realize like, oh, she kind of has the same thing that I'm going through, and we're all benefiting from this. So it's interesting because you kind of you project confidence onto other people, or you assume they're confident. Or, like I said, they have their act together, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're all kind of in this together. I don't know if that makes sense, but I didn't really think about what I was going to say. I had a doctor's appointment, so I was on and off camera, but but yeah, it's good. And I love the Aligned Woman group. And I love the energy coaching. I don't know, Lynnae, what did I say in my post about the Aligned Woman?
I don't
What do you think?
remember. I think one of my favorite posts is when you did your post from the year of.
Yeah.
And her year of posts that she just put out was just everything you had worked on to become the woman you had become over the year. And we did a lot of work.
Yeah. So, it's all been good.
Yeah. Thank you. I miss you. I'd love to see you back. Maybe in the
I know.
next 5 weeks of money. Because
I know,
you're in a
I'm
different
trying.
world in money. So now it'd be like a whole different. So anyway,
I
okay.
know.
I do want you all to acknowledge yourself too. I use the word acknowledge. You do have confidence. Okay. So don't get me wrong. Like when we like, you have to get confidence. We wouldn't be where we're at if we didn't have that. But what energy have we been to have that confidence? That would be more to look into, but we are confident because we keep doing, but it's what energy. See, the way I can answer that for me, and I learned this over just the work I've done, is I'm going to write a book about judgment because judgment is our number one addiction in this world. Our judgment to us. I have used judgment in all areas of my life to push me to make things happen. So my confidence was actually judgment of myself that motivated me. It took me a long time to get that, and it almost killed me. It almost killed me because the judgment was so deep with all of my addictions and all of that. I mean, I am addicted because I have a system, but I would just judge the crap. It was just me judge. And so, but it would push me to have confidence to make things. And then it was my motivation. And it almost killed me, but I don't do that today. I just don't. But it took a lot
Isn't
of work.
that interesting, Lynnae? Because I think mine is the opposite. My
me.
judgment stopped me from doing things because it kept piling on the shit on that pony named me. I like that you cleaned it up for us and said crap, but I just can't.
Right.
It's underneath the pile of shit is a pony named me. And a lot of that shit is judgment, is the judgment. And then because I don't resist and fight. Like I fawn, right? And so then I just
that would be why
disappear and
judgment works.
disappear under the judgment. Yeah. And so that's very interesting because I agree too. I think the confidence has been there all along, and that's what the aligned woman helped with. Confidence has been there. The aligned woman helped me like come together with that and quit being these two separate little things that happened. Yeah.
I love that. Bye, Anne Marie. Thank you. Yeah. And I love the way, a lot of the classes we do, it's all of a sudden we hit another level. Like Michelle just had this level of like, she does judgment on her, it goes inward on her, the energy. My judgment propelled me. They're both creating chaos.
Yeah.
And
it'll kill us both too.
Kill us both. But it's the energy we're being with it. Then our nervous system is all wrapped up into it. So that's beautiful. Beautiful. So
that's actually really like so deep. My brain cells are like, shit, I didn't know I was signing up for this today.
Well,
but I love
for
it.
$7, you got
exactly.
$7.
I'm texting my friend Grace, who Jenny knows. Like, I'm like, dude, I just got all this like therapy for $7. Like what drives me to be confident? Like I just thought I had drive and survival drive, but like there's probably something like really under that. So wow, thank you for
You're welcome. Underneath the survival is the screwed up nervous system. Yeah. Okay, we'll end there before I blow everybody out. But would love to have you in this next 5-week series of the aligned, of the money, or just bite the bullet for $1,400 for 16 weeks. It's like, I don't know. It's like $12,000 worth of coaching, but I know money's where it's at and I want people in it. So that's why I don't overprice myself. I just don't. It's just what I'm choosing right now. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
I'll send you an email.
And thank you for everything that you provided today. Like,
you're
just
welcome.
Amazing value. Thank you. And to all of you who shared. So thank you.
Okay. All righty. Peace out, everybody. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Good to see everyone.
Yes.